The man in the vents. It started with a noise. Hannah had always been a light sleeper, so when she woke up to a faint, persistent scratching in the middle of the night, her body tensed immediately. She held her breath, listening, trying to make sense of the sound. Scritch, scritch, scritch. It was coming from the air vent above her bed. Her first thought was rats. The apartment building was old, and she had seen more than a few in the alley outside. Maybe one had gotten in through the vents. Still, something about the sound felt deliberate, too slow, too careful, almost like fingers tracing along the metal grates. The idea made her skin crawl. She pulled the covers over her head and squeezed her eyes shut. It's nothing. Just go back to sleep. Then the scratching stopped, and in the heavy silence that followed, she heard it. A whisper. I see you. Her breath hitched. She lay frozen, her entire body rigid. Had she imagined that? It had been so faint, barely more than a breath against the air ducts. Slowly, heart hammering, she turned onto her side and stared up at the vent. Nothing. No movement. No sound. She forced herself to exhale and told herself she had been dreaming. Just her exhausted brain playing tricks on her. But sleep didn't come easy that night, and even when she managed to close her eyes, the unease never faded. Strange signs. The next morning Hannah tried to brush it off. She had always been prone to overthinking, and it wouldn't be the first time she had freaked herself out over nothing. But as she stood in the kitchen pouring herself coffee, she noticed something strange. The fridge door was slightly open. A chill ran down her spine. She always made sure to close it properly. Stepping closer, she peered inside. A half-eaten sandwich sat on the top shelf. Her stomach twisted. She hadn't made a sandwich. She checked the fridge handle and saw it. Smudges. Faint, greasy fingerprints. Maybe she had gotten up in the middle of the night and forgotten. Maybe she was half asleep. But deep down, something cold settled in her gut. That night, she lay in bed, staring at the vent above her, telling herself she wouldn't fall asleep. She would wait for the noise. Stay alert. If she heard it again, she would know it wasn't in her head. But exhaustion won. Sometime in the middle of the night, she woke to the scratching. Slow. Deliberate. She held her breath, every muscle in her body tight. Then she heard a faint click, the sound of something shifting inside the vent. Her heart pounded. Slowly, careful not to make a sound, she reached for her phone on the nightstand. She turned on the flashlight. And then she pointed it at the vent. A face stared back at her. Pale, hollow-eyed, pressed against the metal slats, watching her. Hannah screamed. By the time she scrambled out of bed and flicked on the overhead light, the vent was empty. The cover was still in place, undisturbed, as if nothing had ever been there. But she knew what she had seen. She called the police. By the time an officer arrived, she had triple-checked every door and window. Everything was locked. Nothing was missing. The officer examined the vent, shining a flashlight inside. No signs of forced entry, he muttered. No one could fit in there anyway. It's too small. Hannah shook her head. I saw him. He was watching me. The officer sighed. Are you sure it wasn't a dream? Her stomach twisted in frustration. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't imagining things. But she could see it in his eyes. He didn't believe her. I'll file a report, he said, but unless there's evidence of a break-in, there's not much we can do. He left her with a weak smile and a pat on the shoulder. That night she slept with the lights on. But she didn't sleep at all. The breathing in the dark. Days passed. She tried everything she could to pretend it hadn't happened. She avoided looking at the vents, played music to drown out the silence, double-checked every lock before bed. Then one night as she stood in the bathroom brushing her teeth, she heard it again. Soft, rhythmic, breathing, coming from the air vent. Her grip on the toothbrush tightened. She turned slowly, pulse racing. The vent cover was slightly ajar. A shadow shifted inside. The breath hitched in her throat. Something was in there, watching her. And then the whisper returned. I see you. Hannah didn't hesitate this time. Heart hammering, she grabbed her phone and called 911. But as soon as she hit call, her phone vibrated in her hand. An incoming message. No number. Just one sentence. Calling won't help you. She dropped the phone. And then something moved. Not from the vent. From her closet. The door creaked open inch by inch. And in the darkness she saw him. A man. Gaunt, with wild, sunken eyes, standing barefoot in the shadows. He was grinning, teeth yellow and uneven, his body wrapped in filthy clothes. I told you, he whispered, tilting his head. I see you. Hannah didn't think, she acted. Grabbing the nearest object, a glass from the bathroom counter, she hurled it at his face and ran. She barely made it to the front door before she felt him grab her. Fingers dug into her arm, yanking her backward with terrifying strength. She twisted, screaming, clawing at his face. His grip loosened just enough for her to shove him, hard. He stumbled back, slamming into the bathroom sink, knocking over bottles and sending them crashing to the floor. Hannah wrenched the front door open and bolted into the hallway, screaming for help. Doors creaked open. Neighbors peeked out, eyes wide in confusion and fear. By the time the police arrived, they found the man hiding in the vents, curled up like an animal, hissing as they dragged him out. His name was Daniel Moss, a former tenant. Evicted months ago. He had never left. He had been living in the walls, slipping through the vents, creeping into Hannah's apartment when she was asleep. Watching. Waiting. The police found his makeshift nest in the attic, a pile of blankets, food wrappers, and something that made Hannah's skin crawl. Photos. Dozens of them. Some taken from outside her window. Others from inside her apartment. Some of them were from before she even moved in. He had been there the entire time. Hannah moved out immediately. But she never truly felt safe again. Every new place she moved to, she checked the vents, the closets, the crawl spaces. She had to. And yet, even now, even miles away, sometimes late at night, she swore she could hear it. A whisper, soft, almost playful, coming from the vent. I see you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.